Today, I'm sharing 5 stay-at-home mom life hacks. If you are new to my channel, here we talk about classic living and traditional values, and I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Lately, we've been focusing a lot on homemaking and stay-at-home mom life, and I have gone through kind of a metamorphosis from being a girl boss-minded individual to being a stay-at-home mom. So I'm really excited to share this video with you guys today. If you are wondering why I sound a little bit off, it's because I've had a cold and a cough and it's just lasting forever, so I guess this is my life now. But as a stay-at-home mom, I find that there are certain things that really make a big difference to how your day runs and how you feel about your day. So I want to share a few of those ideas with you guys. Now, they're not really life hacks. I don't know, maybe they are, you can decide. But I would say they're more like things you can do to make your days go smoothly, be fun, and enjoyable. So let's just get into today's video. P.S. If you didn't know, I am 34 weeks pregnant, so that's why I'm out of breath. So we're 6 weeks away from our next son joining our family, and I am super excited, but also enjoying him being, you know, taken care of internally and not needing to wake up with him every 2 hours in the middle of the night and nurse him 8 times a day. So I love that stuff. It's fun, but I'm enjoying not having to do it quite yet. In any case, let's start with number 1, which is never be home. A funny thing about being a stay-at-home mom, to a toddler at least, is that actually you're not at home. Like, calling it a stay-at-home mom is a silly thing to call it, and it's something I've really learned. So when the baby is smaller, when he's not crawling or walking, then yeah, you do spend a lot of time at home because you can. You can take care of the house, you can take care of the chores, you can do some things while the baby plays, you know, on their belly, doing tummy time, or on their back and relaxing. You can do more around the house. But as your child starts to move around more and gets more active and gets more busy, then it's actually more fun for them to take them out and let them get their wiggles out. And it's kind of nice for you because you don't have to pick up after the inevitable mess that happens when you have a child at home. So for me, and I know this is true for a lot of stay-at-home moms, we just don't stay at home. We go out and do things. So for me, in the mornings, we do classes, we go to little gyms, we go to parks, and in the afternoon, we do chores. Sometimes we do parks in the afternoon. And so a lot of our day is actually spent out and about, which is great for him. He gets a lot of fresh air. I don't feel stuck at home. And that title of being a stay-at-home mom just doesn't hold any water, because the truth is you're not at home most of the time. When you are home, that's your office. That's where you take care of your chores, you make sure everything is clean, you cook. But for much of the day, you're out and about with your kiddos. And I think that that is a really good perspective to have. If you are a stay-at-home mom and you're with your toddler and you're kind of tired of the messes happening at your house all the time, consider going out and about more. Go out to the park, go explore play gyms around your area, do play dates, find things to do that aren't at home so you don't go stir crazy, so your baby gets some fresh air and enjoyment and wiggles out, and so that you can enjoy kind of peace and quiet at home, but excitement and fun out. Number 2 is teach your babies to help you. This is a huge one, and I think that this is something we've really lost the thread on in today's day and age. I think for a lot of parents, they think that parenting is entertaining, and so they're constantly looking for entertainment, for stimulation, for things for their kids to do that are exciting and keep them occupied. And yes, that's an element of parenting, don't get me wrong, but a lot of parenting is also teaching your kids how to be people and how to help you in the home. So when my son is helping me cook, it's not only for his benefit, it actually is fun for him as well. He wants to help. He's learning something, but he's also doing something new. And so I find that by teaching him to help me, first of all, it keeps him occupied. It makes my tasks slightly longer, depending on what they are, sometimes much longer, but for the most part, slightly longer. But I'm also not having to keep track of a toddler who just wants my attention. He can have my attention because we're working together. For example, a really easy one that we do every single week is we make bread together. Now, I use a bread machine, so it's very simple. We just add all the ingredients into the bread bin. But he loves that because he gets to pour things, he gets to mix things, and it's just a really fun activity for the two of us. Every time I make him breakfast, he helps me. Every time we do certain chores around the house, he is there and participating. Now, there are certain chores that are a little bit trickier. like unloading the dishwasher, because if there's glass or ceramic, there's still a very high chance he'll drop it and it will shatter. So that's a tricky one. Even though I would like for him to help, as he gets older, that's something that I'm going to encourage him to do. But if, say, I am unloading the car from the grocery store, I will give him a light thing to hold, like a box of noodles, and I'll say, okay, let's go, come on inside, and he'll help me unload the car. Now, is it really that helpful? No, but it's something that is kind of entertaining for him, but also is teaching him a skill and is keeping him occupied with me. And that makes a huge difference to parenting, is if you stop thinking of everything needing to be entertainment and something separate from you, then he can enjoy what you're doing alongside you and learn in the process. Number 3 is tidy a little bit constantly. If you don't do this, your house gets out of control. So I find that if I just am constantly tidying rather than trying to leave it all for one day of the week or for 1 hour every day, then it doesn't build up in the same way, which is so much easier. So if he makes a little mess and then moves on to something else, okay, I'll put away that mess and I'll follow him to see what he's doing next. Or if he throws his food on the floor, I used to just let it sit for a few hours and then get to it later, and it was kind of gross. Now I do it while he's in the high chair. I take care of it so he doesn't get to make more of a mess when he gets out of the high chair, and the messes don't kind of add on to each other. Or when he goes down for his nap, I try to take like a 10-minute period of cleaning, and just constantly kind of keeping track of those messes so that they don't build up will allow you to have a much cleaner home. And that brings me to number 4, which is use nap time or quiet time to your advantage. Now, my son still takes a 2-hour nap every day, and sometimes it doesn't always end up being 2 hours, but on most days it's about 2 hours. And I know that for some of you, your kids have outgrown nap time. Maybe you're still doing quiet time, but nap time is your time. So using it well as a stay-at-home mom is imperative. Whether that means it's just a time for you to relax, or it's time for you to tidy, or it's a time for you to take care of some work you have to do, or bills, or whatever, nap time is for you. So use that time, embrace that time, and make sure you are getting out of it what you want to get out of it. Don't waste it. Think of it as your time every day, because in the evenings, theoretically, you're spending that with your spouse, your husband. So it's nice to have time that is just for you every day while your baby is asleep or in quiet time. And I've found that I like to use it for something different all the time. Sometimes it's a nap for me when I'm really tired. Sometimes it's completely cleaning the house, doing a deep clean. Sometimes it's cooking dinner. Sometimes it's reading or watching a show or getting to exercise. But it's not always the same thing, but it is always imperative I take advantage of it. And it makes stay-at-home mom life so nice when you have that just 2-hour, whatever, however long break that you can focus and enjoy. My last piece of advice for stay-at-home moms is read a lot of books. I am currently in the middle of a bunch of different parenting books, and I am loving it. I've actually read a few, and I'm currently finishing a few, and I'm planning on doing a reading list in the next few weeks of the books that I've read that I think are really valuable and helpful. And the cool thing about being a stay-at-home mom is that you actually have the time to read those books sometimes. Now, I don't actually sit down and read books. When I say I have the time, I mean I listen to audiobooks. So while I'm cleaning the house or while I'm driving, I listen to audiobooks, and I am really learning a lot about parenting, about homemaking through these books. And I really think that if you are a stay-at-home mom, it's important that you take advantage of that and kind of try to educate yourself during the times that you have an opportunity. So I know I've learned a ton about parenting my son, a ton about how I want to kind of take care of my home, and it makes a really big difference to how I approach being a stay-at-home mom. So that is it for today's video. I would love to know if you have any life hacks as a stay-at-home mom. Please leave it in the comments below. Make sure to head over to classicallyabby.substack.com so you can join our exclusive book club, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!